Hello, everyone. Uh, you cannot see Pat just yet, but give me 1 second and you'll be able to see Pat. Got to get some eye candy in here. Sorry for the long wait. You know, some people, I'm not going to name names, it's really taking up some time. Let's see.
We're waiting for this other
It's going to be a little bigger than mine because I don't know what's wrong with it. Let me see. I can change how it looks. Pat, I'm really learning a lot about technology doing this.
That's good. I'm glad that you're learning. Maybe we'll get all this stuff squared away quicker next time. You know what I'm saying?
All right, maybe we're good now.
That's great. Okay.
I think.
You think?
Yeah, we're golden. We're golden, kid.
Where we go? Let me get it pulled up on mine real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the live stream on mine. All right. Yeah, I'm on there. I just looked, and I wish I had. I'm gonna put it on my phone real quick if y'all don't give me just a second so I can watch the chat. And oops. Just a second. I know we're slacking today. Okay. Cool. All right. So, and there we go. Charger. Come on, man. Nothing's working right. All right.
Slow
Yeah.
start.
So sorry. It's not a good start. It seems like it's gonna be one of those days, but and we still haven't hit where um, my screen just somehow every time disappears off the YouTube page, and we always get into that. But anyways, so we're back again. What is this, books? Number 7, number 8? I think it's number 7.
I don't know. I lost track.
We lost track, but getting through these, always having some great stuff to talk about. We'll go over that here in just a second. Let's just get a quick update, man. What have you been up to? What have you done the last week?
Had a nice weekend. Went and played a lot of golf. Played 18 holes on Saturday and Sunday. Played pretty good both times. I was very happy. Um, Watched last of the Olympics. Since then, just been working, man.
Yeah, that's great. Just been working.
Pretty cut straight.
I understand that. Let's see. Past 2 weeks, we've started doing some what do you want to call it? Professional development PD trainings and meetings and teachers meetings. They can be some long days, mostly just presentations and you got the stuff that you have to do. Your trainings, your safety stuff. I mean, it's all the stuff that's got to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Past weekend, what did I do this past week? I don't even remember now. I feel like I did something, but I can't remember what it was. So, anyways, I won't sit here and think. I won't sit here and think about it. So, yeah, let's get into it a little bit now. So today, what we're going to kind of do is for the first segment here, we're going to just kind of sum up and talk about the last two games that Team USA went through for the basketball, obviously the semifinals, and then also in the championship gold medal match. Two great games. I'll start there with that, and then we're going to go into and we're going to rank the next segment. We're going to rank our top five medals from this past Olympics. Who we thought were some of the more meaningful medals, some maybe solidifying themselves, and then just some cool ones. I have some different ones on here, and that I think were pretty cool. Um, and then the last segment, what we're gonna do is we're gonna rank our top five NBA snubs of all time. Snub picks. I know most people think when they think of snub, they think of All Star team mostly. Wouldn't you think? Uh, That's the first thing. But honestly, I'll just I won't even preview my list, but I'll tell you right now that, look at me, I'm like a teacher. I've got index cards now. Uh, I don't have an all star snub on my list. And so just throw that out there. I had to do a little bit of research on that, and I've got some pretty good picks. So anyway, so let's get into it, man. So semifinals, Team USA played Serbia. Um, that was a scare, dude. I really thought that the United States was going to be playing for the bronze medal. They got a. I watched a little bit of the first half, not very much. I think I had stuff going on that day. Um, I can't remember exactly what I was doing, and then but I did get to watch the second half. And in the second half, I mean, it was back and forth during the third quarter. I think we were down, what, 15, 16 at halftime? And
Yeah, it
then
was pretty.
they ended up getting Serbia ended up going up 18 at one point, I think, there in the second half. And then finally at the end of the third quarter, I think we cut it to 10. And I was like, okay, that we had to do that. We had to cut this lead down to 10 by the start of the fourth quarter if we had any chance, and we did that. And then there in the second half, here comes Steph Curry. Steph Curry gets hot. Kevin Durant gets hot there in the fourth quarter. We're slowly letting that lead go down. And I was texting you during the game, and let's see, I think we cut it all the way down to one, or we tied the game. And I think that's when I was texting you. I was like, all right, here we go. We're rolling. We're playing now. I said, but we need to grab a 5 point lead. If we grab this 5 point lead, we're going to be fine. Bam. All of a sudden, within the next minute, they grab that 5 point lead. I'm not kidding you right now when I tell you all this. Um, I was sitting on the couch. I wasn't sitting. Actually, we'll just start right there. I was not sitting. I was in my living room, pacing back and forth in my living room, watching this game, the semifinals game against Serbia. And I'm sitting there screaming at the TV, trying to like coach from the couch, from the living room. I'm jumping up and down, screaming. It was a fun game. And I think that was a pretty good test for them, and it was something they needed going into the gold game. What's your thoughts on
Yeah,
the semifinal match?
I actually was sick, so I didn't have to go to work. So I sat in bed the whole game, watched it from the start to the very last second, and for I would say a good 46 minutes of that basketball game, I thought we were definitely going to lose. So um, I don't know how we pulled that one out. Steph, not even getting into Steph. We'll get into Steph here in a minute, I'm sure. But Steph, that game was solely the reason that we won. Probably carried us in the first half. He had like 20 in the first half, and we were still
20.
down by 15 and at the end. And I was like, dude, there's just no way we're going to be able to do anything. Like, I mean, we have a guy going off for 20 right now, and we're still down by 15. And everybody else kind of just got it together there at the end and was able to pick up some of the slack. So thankfully, we got it done.
Right. I think in the gold medal, or sorry, the semifinals, Steph had 8 threes in that game,
Hmm.
and 34 points. I think is what he ended up with because they were. I think so. He's second all time in most points in an Olympic game behind Carmelo. Carmelo had 36 in 2008, I believe. So yeah, he had a pretty good semifinals game. But then we go into the gold medal match against the home team, France, and through and through. Good game. It was tight. I mean, it was a pretty tight game for a while. I mean, it stayed in single digits. Fun game to watch. I got to watch pretty much the whole game for that one. And France is a good team, man. They have Wemby, obviously, and then Gobert, good player. Fournier, right? No, yes, Fournier. Um, and I'm forgetting somebody. Um, maybe I'm not. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of Bogdanovic from the Serbia game. Um, but anyways, France, good team. They're going to be a problem come 2028 when they come to LA looking for revenge. And then let's just sit here. Fourth quarter, Steph Curry. Fourth quarter, Steph Curry. I mean it's a tight game. This right here. I already put him in my top five when we ranked the top 10 NBA players of all time. I put him at five. I already had him as my best point guard of all time, but I still had Magic fairly close. A couple steps behind as best point guard of all time, with Steph being one and Magic being two. But after that, right there, dude, Steph Curry's like 5 or 6 steps ahead of Magic all time as best point guard. I mean, dude's coming out there in the fourth quarter. It's a tight game. It's 4 point game, and he knocks down 4 straight threes. And in his last one, he had two defenders coming at him to trap him. He was falling away from the rim, and he was, I'd say, 6 to 7 steps behind the 3 point line. So he's shooting from 40, 42 feet, falling away from the rim and hitting the last one, and stretch it up to an 11-point lead. We get stops. We make our free throws. We take the goal home. I mean, just a great performance through and through. That gold medal match was like, hey, we are Team USA. Like, come on. Like, we want that. Serbia might have scared us a little bit there in the semis, but hey, no, we're here. We're going to go ahead and just take the gold back to the States.
Yeah. I wish you could have seen me whenever Steph hit that last three. I just recently got to where I probably only watched the fourth quarter of it because I was at the golf course and my phone completely just shut down over the weekend, so I wasn't able to really watch it where I was at. And so uh, finally got to a place I could watch it for the fourth quarter. And uh, after Steph hit that first three, I was like, okay, let's go. I think we put us up by like eight, and they France come back down, smack another three, cut it back down. Then Steph comes out there, drills another one. I'm like, oh, he's hot. He's hot. It's a problem. I've seen this before. France went back down. I think we got stopped that time. And then as soon as I saw Steph instantly get doubled, he kicks it to KD, and then KD just gives it right back to him. Like, screw the double team. It doesn't matter. Just do it. If you could have seen, my jaw might have hit the floor when that ball went in. I mean, that was one of the craziest shots I've seen in a very long time. Kind of reminded me of a Jake Hobbs wellness special, really. If you want to be honest, uh, I've seen it all before, but it was just, I mean, that was the shot of the tournament by far. I think it, if I used to be a Steph hater, but now, I've changed my ways, and with the older Warriors, they don't really annoy me as much, and so I'm a big Steph guy now. He got on my good list.
That yeah, dude, it was insane. It was the I think it was what he hit 4 straight or not 4 straight, but he hit 4 straight, but it wasn't 4 straight possessions. He hit 4 threes in a row, and that fourth one when he shot that fourth, well, even the third one, man, I think he passed it to the wing to LeBron, and then he kind of moved around a little bit. Then he came back to the top of the key. LeBron gave it back. He kind of shot faked. Defender went by him, and then he shot it out, and he hit that one. I was like, my gosh. And then he hit the fourth one before he shot one. You said that your jaw dropped to the floor. Well, my reaction was a little bit different. When he shot the one that he was falling away with two defenders on him in the fourth quarter of a championship/gold medal game, I'm sitting here from a coaching perspective, like, what are you doing? Like as soon as he shot, I'm like, why? Why are you shooting that? And it goes in. I'm just like, I'll just shut my mouth, whatever. I'm like, and then it was night for France. He did the whole thing, and I was just like, yeah, that's just
It was
ridiculous.
great. It was amazing.
One last thing I want to talk about, and this might get controversial, and for my listeners here, and then for you as well. I'm not saying this was the wrong decision. I bet you know where I'm going with this. I'm not saying that this was the wrong decision, but some red flags were risen after this decision. LeBron getting MVP for it.
Yeah, probably not deserved, but he's the GOAT, so I'm not going to hate on it.
I understand that. Without LeBron being there and LeBron being on the floor, I'd say that game's going to be a little bit different. It's the presence of him on the floor. As far as hey, that's LeBron James. The other team recognizes that, and then him being that vocal leader, that dude that people can rally around and stuff like that. But I mean, did they not see what Steph Curry? Did they not understand? Not just see, but understand what Steph Curry done the last two games, and really that whole quarterfinals, the whole tournament part of it was. I mean, the semifinals he had 8 threes, and yeah, he hit those four straight threes in the fourth quarter there in the gold medal game, but they forgot the five other ones in that game too. He hit 9 that game. And I just think that's hard to not give it to him. But, that's okay. Late Captain America, blah, 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 whatever. Let him have it. It's fine. But
That's the GOAT you're talking about, man.
whatever. Good enough. Hey, it's fine. All I'm worried about is Team USA brought home gold, even with the couple scares that we had with Serbia and South Sudan. They're in the exhibition game, so good for them. They're back on the map. So, or I guess they really never left. All right, so let's move on here. So we'll just keep going with this Olympic style stuff. But hey, we're bringing different sports, different things into the podcast with this right here, or at least I am. Um, top five medals, top five medals from this Olympics. We'll go 5-1, and I'll just let you. We'll go five. We'll just say five, and then we'll both do four, and you know how it goes. But I'll let you start, man. Pretty cool. Pretty cool seeing all the different countries and all the different events, sports, whatever you want to say. I mean, you don't get to see the best of the best do all this stuff like you do basketball, baseball, football, even soccer. I mean, that's on TV quite a bit. You don't get to see like the swimming, the gymnastics, the volleyball, and all that good stuff every day like you do you can call it the power three. Like, you have the power five conferences in the well, that's a whole other conversation in the college world. The power three sports being football, basketball, baseball. Um, so, and if you want to make a power five, I guess you can add golf and soccer to that. I'd say that's some of the most watched sporting events, at least in the United States. So, anyway, so let's rank our top five. I'll let you go first.
Before I get to my fifth, I want to give a special shout out to the worst. I feel like I should start with the worst. The worst was whatever they had in that breakdancing competition. That was the worst thing I've ever watched in my life.
I
I
didn't even
think
know. I didn't even know that was like considered a sport. Let alone it's in the most international slash, I guess, most inclusive sporting event, and that's only done every 4 years in the world. I mean,
Yeah.
I could break
If if
dance. I could break
if
dance.
I had a if I had a kid and that kid was like, Dad, guess what? I'm going to the Olympics. Yeah, there we go. Way to go. Way to go, champ. What are you doing in the Olympics? I'm break dancing. I'm gonna be like, never mind. I take it back because that's how bad it was. I've seen my dog out back in the backyard scoot his rear end across it, and it looked 10 times better than whatever they were doing out there. That was miserable.
Yeah, I'd had the same reaction. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to the Olympics, Dad." I was like, "That's great." So you're going to go play against some like if you're doing basketball, you get to go play with LeBron. You get to go play against like Wemby, and you get to go play against blah blah blah. You know, no, I'm gonna be dancing.
Yeah. It was nice knowing you. Nice
Okay,
knowing
son.
you, champ.
Okay, son.
Yeah. Disbanded from the family. But I just had to vent for a second. Now I'm good. For my fifth place, uh, I'm gonna keep it in the country because this is basically a dynasty they have going on right now at this point of just wrecking every other country in this sport. I'm gonna give a shout out to the women's gymnastics United States team. I mean, some of the best. I mean, they are the best in the world, but I'm not a huge gymnastics guy. I don't know if you could tell that from me or not. Never really did gymnastics in my life, uh, but even I tune into that stuff because it's just, it's impressive what they do, and they make it look really good, and the leotards help. But I mean, it's just very entertaining to watch. And, they're the best. They're the best, and they prove that this Olympics. So.
That's great. I will say that the gymnastics is pretty cool. I mean, I'm not going to sit here, and watch it every day. I know that when you're scrolling through, when you're around the ESPN channels, like just whatever throughout the year, and there's like college gymnastics on, like skip. I'll rather go watch little league baseball or um, pro am lacrosse or whatever you want to say. I don't know, but yeah, but the I will say the Olympics, it's pretty cool because the stuff that they're doing, man, don't I would never even try. Like, um,
I'd break
I'd
every
break
bone in my body.
I'd break every bone in my body. I probably like when especially when they're doing the ones where they go back and forth between the two places where they're swinging on that stuff. My arms
Mhm.
would rip off.
Oh,
But so yeah, I like that. That's a good one. And yes, you're right. They dominate. That domination from the United States for the gymnastics, their routines, the the effectiveness that they do it with, they do it to a T. You see very little penalty. They do penalties for points and very little penalties when it goes on, and we usually place. What if it's a group? We usually place gold, and then if it's individuals, we usually have a representative on gold, silver, and bronze. So
mhm.
um, yeah, I like that pick. Okay, my number five, and this is my only non keep it in the country one because you'll pick up what I'm going with when I go on. But my number five is out of the country, and it's a silver medal. Straight badass, talking about dude just comes up here and says, I'm the best. I should have the gold medal. I should have the gold. They gave me silver probably because I didn't use all the gadgets and stuff that everybody else uses. And that's Yusuf Dikik, the shooter from Turkey, dude. I mean, he's coming up there without all the bells and whistles that everybody else is using. He says, I'm gonna place silver. I'm gonna place silver at least. And I just think he just came up there and he just put it all out on the table and said, "Yeah, mess with me, mess with me." I had to get him on my top five, so that
Oh, that
was
dude is definitely a hitman in whatever country he's from.
Turkey. Yeah,
He's
he's from
not doing.
Turkey. Yeah, oh no, I'm not messing with him. That's what he. That was just his. That was just his side job. That was like the. He's a hitman, but he did it. He went to the Olympics, so it covers up what he does for real. So he does, and but yeah, top five medal for
Yeah, I
sure.
agree.
I wanted to put it higher, but if he'd won gold, it probably would have been my top three. But since it was silver, he still made my list, and I put him at five.
That was a good one. I like that a lot. I honestly that escaped my mind that even happened, but yeah, that dude is him. He's him.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget.
Um, for my number four, I'm gonna go see for the Olympics. I don't know nothing about this guy. All I know is off one sentence that he spoke in a press conference talking about basketball. Uh, but I do know that the men's 100 meter is one of the hardest things to win in the Olympics. And, you know, for a guy that I didn't know, besides him talking basically bad about um, the NBA, I was very impressed because if you talk that much game, you better, you better back it up. And so my fourth place goes to Noah Lyles uh, for winning the men's 100 meter by like this much of his chin, whatever it
Mhm.
was, like a very minimal amount. But I was watching that live, and I definitely did not think he won it live. So uh, the replay shut me up quick.
Good pick. I like that pick. It's pretty cool to see. And yeah, the running. All I have a couple. Let's see. I have one. It's actually my next one for. I guess it was not running. My next one's swimming. Sorry, but the running and stuff. I do have a runner on my list. So um, good pick. Good pick. My number four, the women's 1500 meter and 1800 meter gold for swimming. And this one right here, you're about to figure out how my list was ranked. And the rest of United States people might be kind of biased, but I don't care. I don't care. This chick right here just solidified herself even more of being the best women's Olympic swimmer of all time. I mean, she's getting up there with Michael Phelps type numbers and Michael Phelps type status, and just being the best to ever do it at the Olympics, and just the best swimmer in the female side to ever do it. And that's Katie Ledecky, man. She won gold in the 1500 meter and the 800 meter this year, and she's been winning gold medals pretty much every time that she's in. Every time she goes to the Olympics, she's placing gold and not.
Yeah,
And if she doesn't, then she's sick. So
yeah.
had to go with
Essentially,
Ledecky. So
yeah. I love that pick. I can say I can swim. Don't get me wrong. I can stay above water, but she would. I think she'd take me in a race. I'll put it that way. I think she's
oh,
got me beat.
without a doubt, like no chance, absolutely no chance.
She might beat like an actual fish. So I definitely don't think wrong. Um, for my third place, um, this is I don't know how to describe this. There was these guys were heavy favorites. Put it that way. It's a group. These guys were very heavy favorites. I think when I looked, so I'm not gonna say that I gambled on this sport because that would be embarrassing. But I will say I looked at the odds. This team was minus 1,700 to win at the start of the tournament, so they were very heavy favorites. But I want to give a shout out to the Chinese table tennis team because they not only swept the board, they didn't lose a single set to anyone the whole
Okay.
entire
Yeah, I
just
didn't know
absolute
that.
domination from beginning to finish. Never lost a single because they do like you do like it's like best of I guess it'd be best of five. You gotta win
Hmm.
three. You do two doubles and then three singles or something like that. I don't remember. It's one of those two. but or maybe it's one doubles and four singles. I don't really
I
remember.
don't know. I didn't really invest and research much on the table tennis.
I was a watcher. Shout out Jackson Hall. He put me on to the Swedish team in the before the tournament started, and they ended up making the finals, but they didn't win because China was them. But yeah, they just never lost a single. They never got close to losing. They like it was never a doubt from beginning to end. So shout out to domination.
Yeah, and you just gotta and yeah, I mean people go in every year knowing that China that's one thing that they're known for, man. They're known for table tennis. I mean, they're going to come in and probably be the heavy favorite, but like you said, the fact that they came in and just swept the board, you don't see that very much because you got to think about this as well, and not even losing one. You got to realize that they're playing against the best athletes at that sport from their other countries as well. So I mean, they've got to be something. It just shows how much farther. I mean, that just shows how much farther ahead that they are. So
Hmm.
great pick at three. Um, my next one, my three spot's another one that really solidified herself as, as the best to ever do it. You know who I'm going with here. She got all around gold, and that's Simone Biles, man. You have to if you have a top five wins and medal wins from Olympics, you've got to get her in there. It might be simultaneous, and it might be get old, and it might be like, oh yeah, Simone Biles is my top five. It's because she is. It's because she is. She's not only top five winners in a specific medal. She's a top five Olympian athlete of all time. Top five Olympian athlete of all time. She's up there with Michael Phelps. She's up there with Kay Ledecky. She's up there with all those people that are considered the best Olympian athletes, not just at a single sport, but the Olympics as a whole of all time. Simone Biles, number three, all around gold in gymnastics. And she I think she placed gold in pretty much. I think I could be wrong. You can correct me here. I didn't go this far into it. She might have placed gold in every competition that she competed.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'll say it
So
that way. It wouldn't surprise me.
top five Olympian athlete of all time.
I can't disagree. Um, for my number two, I may sound like a communist here, but I'm sticking with the Chinese. I'm gonna give a shout out to Zhang Qin Wen. I may have a little favoritism with the sport of tennis because
Okay.
that's my thing.
Hmm.
Love tennis, but the women's tennis bracket had some absolute studs. Zhang Qin Wen wasn't supposed to be one of them, and she went in there complete domination until the semifinals. Semifinals, she played the best in the world. This girl, they play on clay at the Olympics because it's at Roland Garros where the French Open's at. This girl that she played, Iga Swiatek, she has not lost a single match on clay in 4, maybe 5 years. Just never lost a single game. She went in there, took her out, went to the
Good
gold
night.
game.
Night night.
Just an absolute dog of a performance from Zhang Qin Wen out of nowhere, and I love it.
Good deal. I'm glad you're sticking with your roots, staying with tennis. That's a great pick. Great pick for you.
Love
Good one at two. Coming in, taking out the probably the best in the world, and saying, "Hey, not anymore. Not
it. Yeah,
anymore."
new dog in town.
This is like this. No, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't need to get into that. I might have some listeners on here, and I don't want to. Some listeners on here that might. I don't know. Probably not. I don't care. Anyways, so at my number two, um, Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler. Once I got to college 4 years ago in the fall of 2020, And then once COVID kind of finally ended, I never really watched golf before then. But once I got to college and stuff, I started playing golf a little more, and I started watching golf a little more. Now, if golf's on, like when golf's on tomorrow, after I get out of my meetings tomorrow, I'm probably going to be watching it. And this weekend, I'm probably going to be watching or keeping up with it for sure. I really like watching now. And Scotty Scheffler just came in here and said, shit, I'm already the best. I'm already the best in the world. I'm just going to prove it even more. I mean, dude, I don't know how many he's won all these majors. He's won what, 2 majors this year? A couple championships. And then he's winning the gold medal. Without a doubt. He's up there, dude. I'm saying this right now. If Scotty Scheffler keeps this winning streak, keeps this winning mentality, keeps all this winning all these majors and winning all these opens and winning all these if he comes in and out every weekend and is winning like this, at least placed in the top 3, and being the number one golfer in the world for the next 4 to 5 years, he's going to be going down as the best golfer of all time. And I hate to say that about Tiger. I really, really do, because Tiger, without a doubt, right now is the best golfer to ever play the game. He is. I mean, hands down. But Scotty is going. If Scotty keeps up what he's doing right now, he is going to give him a run for his money. It's gonna be a Jordan Kobe. It's gonna be a Jordan Kobe debate. It's gonna be a Jordan Braun debate. Let's be serious. It's gonna. If Scotty keeps this up, it has to be. So yeah, my number 2 gold medal, number 2 medal, 1 gold medal, Scotty Scheffler bringing it home against the States. Best golfer in the world, and he still has, for the point system that they have for the PGA and stuff, he's still like 1,500 points over Xander right now. So
Dominate.
Scotty
Love
Scheffler.
to pick that.
And he's humble, dude. Hold up a second. And Scotty Scheffler is the most humble dude of all time. That's why I love him. That's why I love watching him golf, because he doesn't care. He wins, but it's like, but he expects to win, but he doesn't try to, anyways, he's just a really humble dude, really a family guy. Anyways, so go ahead. Before we go into number 1s for the gold medals, I just want to give a big shout out to the UK players, the former UK University of Kentucky athletes that were in the Olympics this year. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that are former Kentucky athletes to get a gold medal this year. Sydney McLaughlin, Alexis Holmes, Messiah Russell, Lee Kiefer, and then Bam Davis Booker. All gold medalists this year. Go Big Blue. All right, Will, you can look back at the screen.
You done?
Go Big Blue.
Glad you are good at something. My number 1, after we're done with that tyrant, if you hadn't heard enough of him by now, you're going to be really hate this conversation, because my number 1 goes to the man, the legend, Scotty Scheffler. I mean, it was the most. I mean, he's him. He's the best golfer in the world right now. There's not a close second. This dude was 9 under on the last day of the tournament. He birdied 1 out of every 2 holes. That's insane. He was down 4 strokes with 7 holes to play. And I saw in an interview, he said, he was like, yeah, I saw that, there were a lot of good players ahead of me. I knew I was going to have to start scoring. By God, did he? Because he came back and he won it. He had 4 birdies on the last 7 holes. I mean, dude's just, he might be the most dominant player in a sport right now out of any sport in the world. Like, he's just that good at golf right now that he's blowing everyone else out of the water. So big shout out, Scotty. I model myself after him, really.
Good pick, man. Love seeing Scotty. Love the Scotty height. Love the Scotty love. So, okay. I'm going 1B and 1A. Okay. 1B and 1A. I have two picks at one. I had to get Team USA basketball in there at 1B. That's my second. That was my um, second pick for number one medal. Simply because solidifying themselves yet again. Yeah, we're talking. There was X amount of Olympians with the dream team that were foreign, and then now there's like 68 total people from the NBA now in the Olympics, and still the United States comes out here, gets the job done, and wins gold. I mean, you got to give that to them. So I had to get them in there. Maybe I could have ranked them at a different point. I won't even rank them as 1B. I'll take it back. I'll take it back because I can't do that to my boy Scotty. Um, they need to be recognized, though, especially this being more of a basketball podcast. Solidifying themselves. They're somewhere. They can be 2B or 3A or whatever. That's fine. I just needed to shout them out a little bit, saying, "Hey, yeah, well, you guys are talking about how these foreign teams are developing and getting better, which is true. We've talked about that in previous podcasts. But hey, the United States are still coming out and saying, "Hey, we're winning gold. We're still going to win gold." And my last one, probably, I actually got to watch this one. It was probably the most exciting thing I have ever seen in my life. One of the most exciting things I've ever seen in my life. Quincy Hall in the 400 meter, coming back, passing three dudes in the 400 meter to come back and win gold. I'm sitting there like, I don't remember who was in front of him or what countries were in front of him. I'm like, he might pull, United States, Quincy, Mr. Hall might pull up there and get bronze. He might be able to leg up there a little bit, maybe place a medal. No. He says, okay, I'm tired of messing around. And he just goes. And he just takes off, dude. I was sitting like, oh my God. Yeah, go, dude, go. And he got it. And I was like, that was exciting. Like it was almost exciting, like how I was explaining earlier when I was getting fired up during the Serbia game when I was trying to coach Team USA from the living room. And I watched another podcast, or I listened to another sports podcast from people around this area. It's kind of more focused towards high school basketball around this area, and they got on the topic of the Olympics, and one of the guys was saying that, hey, sitting here and watching people like come back, even if it's not the United States, like a swimming where 1 and 2 are neck and neck, and you're like, hey, push, go, and 3 starting to come up a little bit. Just seeing all that stuff, it's like, dude, it's exciting. But yeah, so Quincy Hall is my number one, winning the gold in the 400 meter, coming back from down 3 spots in that last leg, probably the last 150 meters, and saying, hey, I'm taking this home, dude. I am taking this gold back to the States. So that's my number one pick for best medals from this Olympics. So
I like it. I respect it. I like it.
all in all, pretty cool Olympics. Got to see some new countries start placing in the top 3 and taking medals home. The final medal count, the United States and China tied with 40 golds, and then the United States for total blew everybody out of the water. But I guess I seen something. The United States are the outright winners for the gold. I don't remember. I didn't read much into it. So pretty cool to see. Awesome to have 40 gold medals coming back to states and bringing back the most. So, all right. You got anything else, man? Anything else on the Olympics that you want to talk about?
No, ready for 4 years later. Ready to run it back.
Coming to LA. You want to get tickets? I think we should get tickets and go.
Yeah, I'd go. I'd go watch a Zhang Quinn win tennis game in LA.
That'd be freaking awesome. I would really consider. I'd like to go see who. I'm curious to see who Team USA is going to be bringing for basketball. I am worried about 2028 for basketball. I really am. Um, I shouldn't be because these guys are going to develop. But Bron's, let's be serious here. Bron's not going to be there. KD doesn't know, but I'm going to say he's not going to be there. Steph said he is up in the air about it, but it's 4 years from now. These dudes are going to be retired. They're not going to play. They're not going to play in the Olympics.
Don't need him.
They might pull like a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Well, Magic had to retire because of his issues, and Bird was going into his last year. I say, all right, let's do it. They might, but I don't know. I think we're going to be seeing some new faces for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. So.
Jaw's gonna be leading it. Jaw Wick, baby.
Anyways,
Bring gold.
Whatever. Anyways, so all right, let's go to the next segment here. Top 5 snubs. Top 5 snubs of all time in NBA history. And like I said, most people are thinking snubs from the All-Star game. You might have an All-Star player. I don't know. I don't. I found some other ones, and I feel like these are pretty solid and pretty cool. I bet my number 2. I'm just going to throw this out here right now. I bet my number 2 is going to catch you off guard, and most people might have forgotten about this one. So, but anyways, we'll just start with 5, man, and I'll let you start, man. Go ahead.
All right, in my 5.
Got my note cards. Sorry, go ahead.
I use my phone like a normal human.
I'm a teacher.
For my number 5, I do have an All-Star. I would say in the recent history, this guy is probably the most famous All-Star snub. That being Mr. Damian Lillard. I put the 2017 All-Star game. I think it was 2017. It could have been 2018. It could have been 2016. I don't really remember. But he was averaging 26, 6, and 5 before the All-Star break. Didn't make it, but they put 4 Golden State Warriors in DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue.
I hear you, man. That was and you still hear about that today. And when people are talking about snubs around the All-Star break and stuff like that, the analysts and all that stuff still kind of hint on the Damian Lillard, like this guy that didn't make it. It's kind of like the situation that happened with Damian Lillard that year. So, yeah, you have to get that one in there. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
That's a great pick. So, for now, my number 5, this is kind of a team as a whole, I guess. It's the NBA 75th anniversary team, and I've got snubs. I've got snubs from there, and on my note card here, I've got wrote down players that they probably should have made it over. My snubs for the top 75 team, or the NBA 75 team, was Tony Parker and T-Mac, and I also put maybe Dwight Howard. But specifically, let's be serious right now. Specifically, Tony Parker, man. Like, he is one of the most successful, one of the most winningest point guards in NBA history. I mean, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that before the Spurs started going down the bad path and started, having to rebuild and stuff, Greg Popovich's record, his win percentage was 68 to 72 range over his career. That's just unheard of. You don't see that very much. And Tony Parker was the starting point guard of that, and he's one of the. I mean, you just got to think about that. And then T-Mac, a generational scorer. I mean, he's coming in and he dropped 11 points in 33 seconds that one game. I mean, that's not the only thing that he done, but everywhere he went, he was the dog. He was one of the leading scorers, and can't teach dog. And T-Mac, just a generational scorer. He was ahead. I mean, he was scoring the rock outside of Kobe and maybe like AI. He was one of the top scores in the league, and he solidified himself quick. And I just thought he got snubbed. And then Dwight Howard, his years in Orlando can maybe speak for him to make the top 75 team. That's kind of I'm in and out on that because he didn't really have a full career. Full
Taiwan Dwight Howard would have made it. All I'm saying.
Good Lord. Good. But anyways, some notable players that I said that I thought they could have made it over. I've got Nate Archibald, Dave Bing, Billy Cunningham, uh, and Dolph Shays and Bill Sharman. I'm like, yeah, these guys were good in at their time, but they weren't even like. Anyways, I won't get too much into that. I know I'm kind of prolonging this a little bit, but I just thought TP and T Mac probably could have gotten one of those spots over those guys. So.
I agree. I know nothing about Dolph or Billy Cunningham's game, but I can't say it's better than T Mac or Tony Parker. So. For my number 4, I'm gonna go down to the 2006 MVP race, famously won by Steve Nash. I love Steve Nash, love him to death. But Kobe, not only Kobe was the main snub. I mean, Kobe was averaging 35, 5, and 4 that year. Led the Lakers to the playoffs, and they were not a very good Lakers team. They were very bad, actually, but he basically single-handedly carried them there. Also, the year he scored 81 points in a game. And, he was the big snub, but also LeBron. Kobe came in 4th in voting. He came in 4th. LeBron came in 2nd, and he was averaging 31, 7, and 7 on the Cavs at that point, who also not a good team. I mean, they were. It was LeBron and Zydrunas Ilgauskas was the second best player. And no, I'm glad Steve Nash got his flowers, but I just don't know if it was deservedly so that year.
I agree. That's a good pick. That's a great pick. Okay. All right. I'm going to go with my number 4. Mine's an MVP race. And mine was the 61-62 MVP race between Bill Russell, who won it, and it probably should have been Wilt or Oscar Robertson. I'll just read you some stats here. Bill Russell was averaging 19 points, 24 rebounds, and it's just, oh my God, if somebody's doing that now, they're easily going to win MVP. And his win-loss was 60 and 20. Wilt was averaging 50 a game, which is outrageous, 26 boards, and he was 49 and 31 on his win-loss. And then Oscar, who I think Oscar should have won it, and if it was based on the day, he probably would have. He was averaging a triple-double, 31, 12 and a half boards, 11 and a half assists. But I think they were probably basing it mostly on wins because, I mean, Big O's record then was 43 and 37. But dude, he was averaging a freaking triple-double. So probably Oscar, in my opinion, should have won it that year. They gave it to Bill probably because of his wins, and I'm going to probably say I wonder if back then they gave out MVP after the season. They could have done that. I don't know. I don't know if they did or not. I don't know if they did it like they do now, where the MVP comes out sometime in the playoffs, and they might have done it after then. They said, well, Bill Russell won the finals that year too, so I don't know.
I agree. Let's just say I'll get more on that here in a second. For my number 3, though, can I go to the 2018 MVP race? Giannis was MVP in 2018. 2018. Deservedly. I mean, he had a very good year. That was the year the Bucks were very good. Number 1 seed the East. He was carried on. That's whenever he started showing his greatness. Now, I'm not saying that on normal years, Giannis should probably win MVP, yes. But this year, James Harden finished second in MVP race. He averaged 36, 7, and 7. Now I know that the Rockets weren't as good as the Bucks, and I understand this. This dude James Harden was literally putting the team on his back. He scored 30 points in 32 games straight.
I remember that, dude. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
In almost he scored 30 points in almost one half of the season, and didn't win MVP. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that I heard it this year. That I think that was one of those things that it was picking MVP based on the best player on the best team. The best
Mm-hmm.
player on the best team. Because early on and midway through the season, three-quarters of the way through the season, people were talking like, hey, and maybe he should have. Jason Tatum should be getting looked at as a potential MVP candidate because he's the best player on the best team. And at the end, now you don't see that. I mean, other than when Jokic won it, but Jokic should have won it. He was the best player that year, and he just so happened to be on the best team, being the Nuggets. And I think that a candidate for MVP every year. Now, I'm not saying should win it, but should be a top 5 candidate every year to win MVP. Should be the best player on the best team, and I think that's the situation that happened there. Anyways,
I agree.
all right. My number 3 is Dwayne Wade getting snubbed from Most Improved Player in 2005. Dwayne Wade um, did not get Most Improved Player in 2005. Do you know who won it? Do you know who won Most Improved Player in 2005?
Not off the top of my head.
I didn't either until I seen this. Bobby Simmons.
Let's go, Bobby.
Bobby Simmons won Most Improved Player in 2005. Let me read you some stats here. The year before, season 2003 to 2004, that season right there, Dwayne Wade was averaging 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists that year. Is Bobby Simmons? This is and that's rookie. That's rookie Dwayne Wade. That is rookie
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Wade. This guy, this Simmons guy, this is his 3rd year in the league. The year before was his 3rd year in the league. He was averaging 8, 5, and 2. All right, now we go into the 2004-2005 season. Again, this is Simmons' now 4th year in the league. 4th year in the league. Yeah, his points go up to 15, his rebounds go up 1 to 6, and his assists go up 1 to 3. Now, Dwayne Wade, on the other hand, jumps from 16 points to 24 points a game, from 4 assists to 7 assists a game, and then from 4 rebounds to 6 rebounds a game. And this is Dwayne Wade's sophomore year. And he's making an impact on the Miami Heat. A much, much larger impact on the Miami Heat than Bobby Simmons is. I don't even know where. I think he might have been on the Clippers at the time, is what I say. So, yeah, big snub there. Dwayne Wade probably should have been Most Improved Player in 2005, and we see how those careers ended up too. So,
I like it. Yeah, I saw that when I was doing my research, but I saw the name Bobby Simmons, but there was no way I was remembering that when you asked me. There was 0% chance. So. For my number 2, I'm gonna go to. We've already talked about this, so I'll keep it short. But the 1961 season for the MVP race. I mean, we'll average 50. What are you gonna do? You can't give a guy that averaged 50 and not give him the MVP. Big O, like you said, has a great argument as well. He averaged until a few years ago, the only triple double in NBA history. Um, this is also the year Wilt scored 100.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying one game should get you any MVP votes or anything, but if a guy scored 100, he definitely probably get a little raise in my book. Uh,
It's tough
and it
not
goes,
to take it.
yeah, it goes to Bill Russell, who, not saying there was some Celtics bias back then, but I think there might have been a little Celtics bias because there's absolutely no reason based on stats that he should have got a second. Realistically, he probably should have been third. So
And I agree. I 100% agree. That's what it should have been. I think it should have been Oscar, Wilt, and then
yeah,
Bill. Just solely on the it should if Oscar wasn't averaging a triple double, it should have been Wilt because he was averaging 50 and 25 a game. But I mean, you can't. I mean, Oscar's averaging a triple double. I mean, it's just unheard of. You don't see
Wilt's
that.
averaging 50.
I know.
People don't even score 50.
I understand. Oh, I understand. Um, but you got to look at it like this: Oscar was averaging 31 points a game, and he was getting 12 assists a game. So that's a minimum of providing another 24 points to the team. So that's 55. That's averaging 55 points a game. You're responsible for 55 points a game. So
I agree. He should have been second.
Anyways, um, uh, I'm gonna do my number one first because my number two is pretty fun. I couldn't put this at number one, but my number one because my number one is one you've already said. Actually, my number one are the MVPs that Steve Nash got over Kobe, and you've already kind of went over the stats. Steve Nash won it in 2005 and 2006. So the 2005 stats for Steve Nash were 15 points, 11 assists, three rebounds, 88% from the free throw line, 43% from three, 50% from field goals, and he was shooting 11 shots a game, and he played 75 games. Compared to Kobe in 2004, 2005 was averaging 28, 6 and 6, shooting 45%, 34 from three, 82 from the free throw, and a steal, 66 games, and he's shooting 20 shots a game. And then, like you said, then you go on. Yours was specifically the 2005, 2006 season. So I'll go into that year. I won't read the stats again for Kobe because I will. Kobe's was 35, 5 and 5. We'll just say that. And he was shooting 27 shots a game. 27 shots a game. And he was averaging 2 steals and played 80 games. Steve Nash that year was averaging 18, 10, on 50% with a 43% 3-point, 90% free throw. Sure, he's a 50, 40, 90 guy, but he's only shooting 13 shots a game. Kobe's shooting double and averaging double. So I agree. That's my number one. Those should have been Kobe's MVPs, and I have wrote back here on the back. Kobe should have 1 to 2 more MVPs,
Yeah,
and that would
easily.
that would have given him 6 total. So,
I
anyways,
agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I don't understand it still.
go ahead with your number one.
My number one of the most infamous awards ever given, I guess is the way to put it. I'll go back to the 2015 season. You know, you want Steph Curry, Pat? I want Iguodala, baby. I want Iguodala. Um, Looking back, I mean, I loved Andre Iguodala getting some shine, getting some awards to his name, and I understand that he had to guard LeBron. I guess that's the reason they gave it to him. Because even when he was guarding LeBron, he was averaging 28 and 7 and 7. But let's not go to that. I guess Steph during the finals averaged 26 and 6. Single handedly carried them the whole season. Not single handedly, I don't guess they had Clay and Draymond. But, you know, he was their guy all year. 26 and 6 during the finals. You could make a very good argument for LeBron losing and still winning finals MVP just off him averaging 36, 13, and 9.
Hey, Jerry West done it. Jerry West won
Exactly.
the Finals MVP and didn't win the finals. Now, I remember
You
that.
could,
I remember that
yeah.
year that they were talking about LeBron maybe getting it. But go ahead.
So you have both those two guys, but instead you give it to Andre Iguodala, who averaged 16 and 4, and you know, 16 points for Andre Iguodala on that team is a very good series, but it ain't no MVP, especially when even the guy he's supposed to be clamping up is still averaging 28, 7 and 7. So uh, I don't know. I'll never understand that one, but I love the meme.
I don't know the stats. This is another similar situation. I don't know the stats, but the year that they were saying that Dellavedova was clamping up Steph Curry, shut up. He was maybe containing him a little bit. I will
Mhm.
say there are players, and this is at any level. You hear this at any level: high school, college, NBA level. You go out there, and your best defender is guarding maybe the best player in the area, the best player in the division, the best player in the league, whatever. And they hold them to 20 points. They did their job. They did their job. You contained them to 20 points. Don't sit here and say that you locked him down. Don't sit here and say you clamped him down. Don't sit here and say you caused problems. Don't sit here and say that you were the reason that he didn't perform as well. He still scored 20. Let's don't forget about that. He still scored 20, but you did what you had to. 20 on a night like that is better than usual 30. Yeah,
Yeah,
and when the death ray is pointing at the earth and the aliens are about to invade, I want to go that crap.
I don't want Iguodala. I want anyone
Great.
but Iguodala.
I didn't even think anything about that. That's a good pick. I like that. Yeah. Iguodala living in the shadow of Steph Curry. Steph Curry's the reason why he's was ever successful. He's lucky that he had the opportunity to leave Philadelphia, or he would still be trusting the process right now. But anyways, all right, I'm backing up to my number two right here. And this right here, God, this eats at me. This right here, I didn't see it happen. I didn't even get to see this happen. But if you're a UK fan, you hate Christian Leitner. If you're a UK fan, you hate Christian Leitner, whether you got to watch it or not. Dirty player, just an absolute dirty player. So where I'm going with it here, the Dream Team. I'm going with the Dream Team here when they put freaking Christian Leitner just because he won the damn NCAA tournament, just because he won a couple championships in college while he was at Duke. They're like, oh yeah, let's put him on the Olympics team. And you know what I watched? Have you seen that documentary? They said uh, when they were doing the one day when they were scrimmaging, Magic and Bird were picking the teams, and they were scrimmaging, and Magic was like, hey, yeah, Bird, you can have the college boy. He said, no, you keep the damn college boy. And he sat over there. Christian Laettner sat over there and twiddled his thumbs while he watched them play. But anyways, Christian Leitner getting on to that Dream Team Olympics team over Shaquille O'Neal is absolutely ridiculous. It is awful. It's like whoever decided to do that probably shouldn't have had a job after that. You put Christian Leitner on the Olympics team with all the baggage that he comes with, first of all, over the most dominant player of all time. They didn't know that yet. Hey, they didn't know that yet, but he was dominating like that in college too. Waste of a spot. I hate Christian Leitner. Always will. Never got to see him play, but I'm a UK fan through and through. I'm
I
just gonna
like it.
leave it at that. I can see. Look, I see. I told you that it eats at me because I started cussing. I don't like to sit here and be cussing on the stream, but
Blood pressure's rising.
Christian Leitner, my God, he wasn't even that good. He wasn't even
No,
that good.
no, he wasn't.
There's so many players on that team. So many players on that Duke team. Anyways, we're not. We'll get into that when we talk
You know
college
who
basketball.
Christian? You know who Christian Leitner reminds me of? That
If you say so stupid.
He's got a little bit of Hanner Cardwell in his game. Think about it. I think he's been watching it. I think he's mentoring, bro.
Hanner's been watching Christian Laettner play and depicting his game after him. Oh my gosh.
He's been watching film.
I can see it. I can see it. Anyways, great stuff, dude.
Great episode, Pat. I really
Great
enjoyed it.
episode. Always getting fired up at some point during the episode. And Christian Laettner here at the very end gets me fired up. Now I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Anyways, all right. That's it. Thanks for another great episode. Like, follow, repost, share. We might have some. I'm not speaking anything into existence, but so we can maybe get some more looks and some more publicity and stuff. We might have some big things coming up in the future. Some cool things coming up in the future, but I won't share the specifics. We keep an eye out for stuff going on, and yeah, just wait. We might have some pretty cool stuff. Me and Wilkes have been we've been discussing some stuff. I've been making some phone calls and pulling some weight around. Hey, another thing, if you're interested on, oh God, no, I couldn't say. I better not say this because then everybody's gonna want to. But let us know if you have some ideas that you want us to talk about. As always, we'd love to do that. We'd love to see what you all have, what we like talking about. And I know we've been talking about doing a more college basketball oriented episode. That's coming soon. We're gonna get that going, but it's just right now it's pretty busy with not busy, but more professional stuff going on, and we didn't really want to mix with the Olympics being more professional athletes. We didn't want to really mix that with college. So that's why we did more of the fun drafts and picks, keeping the professional league. So, but yeah, keep a lookout for us and help us out. Let us know what you want to hear, and get ready for some future news and some exciting news going on. So, other than that,
Pat's having a baby.
Okay, no, that's not happening. No, easy. My God, you can't say no. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not No, I am not. Don't even try to speak that into existence, dude. We're gonna have to edit that out. We're gonna have to edit that out. Anyways, so we'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Deuces.